Thanks to HubSpot for sponsoring this video.
This new AI can perform all coding jobs in seconds, including blockchain development. While this AI is already outperforming accounting firms. Meanwhile, the new graphic design AI aims to automate graphic design and could minimize the need for...
Relax. Because in a future where AI does most of the work, there'll be one thing that humans will finally get to do all day long. Nothing. So it's time to learn the most essential skill of the future. 5-Star presents Nothing University with the first ever diploma program in doing nothing. An intensive course covering the most future-ready skills out there.
Well, let me check with the AI and get back to you in a few days.
Super. With our state-of-the-art workshops, campus placements, and guest lectures, the world can finally prepare for the glorious future that awaits us. Beat 5-Star. Do nothing.
I saw the snack company ads the other day on Twitter, and I saw it is brilliant to showcase what kind of impact AI might have on the job market. So every time when there's a new technology emerge, it rewrites people's job responsibility and create a huge transition in how we work. And AI agents has been one of the key concepts that can deliver this level of automation. The concept of AI agent became really popular mid last year with project like autogpt, where people can just give it a high-level goal where autogpt will break down this big goal into subtasks, prioritize what's the most important ones, execute it, and then reflect what are the new tasks I should do based on the information I collected. And it was an extremely exciting idea. But due to a lot of limitations, most people just have this impression that it feels more like a tool instead of a proper product. With the release of Devin, it kind of shifts people's impression of AI agents. It claimed to be the first AI software engineer who can have access to different tools like browser, command line to code entire projects, taking and complete freelancer software engineer work on Upwork, and even automatically fine-tune an AI model that can be used for itself. To be honest, Devin was not the first AI software engineer attempts. There were multiple projects came before, like ChatDev, where they provide a framework for multiple different agents to work together to deliver a software, or other open source projects like GPT Engineer and Small AI. But Devin is the only fully packaged AI agents that make you feel like you are dealing with the real capable AI employees who can actually deliver results. Because when you look into it, Devin actually packaged a lot of complexities into this AI agents. It has a kind of built-in code interpreter where it can access the computer and generate code and save files. And also have a browser to access information and test code that it implemented. And all those innovations, I think, really made people realize that the era of AI virtual employee might come earlier than we thought. Software engineer, probably just the first of a kind AI employees that we're gonna create, but there could be so many more. And they are actually not that hard to build. I was lucky enough to be able to work on a few AI employee projects and deploy it for actual business. So today, I want to share my learnings about what does it take to actually build such an AI employee. And in the end, show you an example of how can you create a real AI employee who can autonomously do marketing for you on Reddit. So when someone posts something on Reddit that is relevant to your keywords, the agent can be wake up, post a comment, and add a plug to your product and service. But before we dive in, I want to introduce you to a research that HubSpot released. So I always like observing how people are hacking ChatGPT to get certain job done, because it is a great way for me to find product and business ideas. If I can find use case that even just 1% of people are hacking with ChatGPT, then I can productionize it and build a microset around it. I already see a few people try and start getting some early attraction to their niche AI product. This is why this research HubSpot did is really useful. They talked to people from top firms about how they are hacking ChatGPT today at work, from leads generation to support ticket resolution. And there are some use cases that I never expect before, like assist with scheduling meetings and appointments, or create project timeline and roadmap. It definitely gave me a lot of good ideas and inspirations of potential AI products to build. So if you are also like me and want to find inspiration for potential business ideas, I definitely recommend to go ahead and have a look. You can click on the link in the description below to download this report for free. Now let's get back to AI employees. I want to firstly share a few learnings I got from building and deploying AI employees in real business setup. So for the past few months, I've been building a sales BDR agent. So in bigger software company, normally the sales function are divided into multiple different roles, where BDR represents for business development rep, whose role is outreach, follow up, and eventually book a meeting. They will hand over to the account executive, which are the typical sales that we are referring to. And the reason we start building this sales BDR agent is because the company I'm working in is quite small, and we only have one salesperson who are doing both BDR and account executive work. That's why we thought, why not just let's build a sales BDR agent who can handle the whole process from receiving a lead from HubSpot or Salesforce to actually book a meeting. We break down the BDR agent into different job responsibility that it's supposed to handle, and it has multiple different aspects. Every time when it receives a new leads, it should try to do some research about this prospect to understand what does this company do and what the value hypothesis could be, then draft a personalized message outreach to them, and also follow up with the prospect because normally they won't respond immediately. But if the prospect did respond, it should be able to respond message, answer questions they have, logging all the information in the CRM, and of course, book the meeting. But the problem we quickly face with is that this process is actually quite complicated. Even just for one part like inbox manager, to build an agent that can autonomously reply and triage your email itself is not easy. I actually made a video before about inbox agents where I talk about how you can build an autonomous inbox agent. And even just this task itself can require a lot of prompt engineer to actually get a large language model and agent follow the process I want it to follow. If just one step is so difficult, how can we get a BDR agent handle so many different complex tasks? And this kind of led to one of the paradigm shift I got last year. So initially when I think about agent, in my mind, I'm thinking about something like a super agent who is extremely powerful and can do multiple different tasks by itself. The more I build agents, the more I realize that the possible paths might be many different specialized agents work together to deliver the results. Instead, it has a lot of benefits. It's easier to update because you can just change a specific agent instead of changing the whole system. But also this system can compound. As we build different AI employees, many of the fundamental ability are similar. For example, like the ability to answer questions about our product service or the ability to schedule meetings. All those capabilities can be used for multiple different job functions like sales, marketing, and support. That means a lot of things we build for one agent can be reused for another. So the building costs will reduce significantly. And that's exactly the path we choose to implement the sales BDR agent. Even though for users, it feels like just one BDR agent is completing the task. But behind the scenes, there's a group of agents working together. So this manager agent who is responsible to categorize and delegate tasks to different sub-agents, as well as completing key actions like send, receive emails, create a calendar event, and logging things in CRM. And then we have a list of specialized agents who are trained for specific jobs. One prospect researcher who has access to different data sources like Google, Apollo, LinkedIn to be able to really understand who this prospect is and figure out a value hypothesis. Then we will also have an inbox manager who is trained with our company data, draft the response back to any questions that customer potentially will have. And third, we will also have follow-up agent who has been trained with follow-up cadence that has been proven work really well. So whenever the manager agent receive a lead from CRM, then it will start creating a list of different tasks, delegate to those sub-agents to complete tasks and take actions based on the results. And here's a quick demo. So the agent will wake up whenever we're receiving new leads in our CRM. And then the manager agent will start delegating tasks to different sub-agents. At the beginning, it will delegate research tasks to the researcher to understand what kind of value hypothesis about this prospect, send out email, and also log information in our HubSpot. Then the customer will receive a hyper-personalized message based on the research results. And if they respond back with certain questions, the agent will also be able to answer it. So you can see after the email has been sent back to it, it will trigger a new message to this agent about this latest email reply. Then this agent will start delegating tasks to inbox manager who will be able to retrieve relevant knowledge. And if the customer is interested and want to talk, then the agent will be able to look at our sales team's calendar availability and propose back the earliest time available. In the end, after time is confirmed, then it will create a calendar event and send to both sales and customer. And this screenshot I just took from our sales team. We've been internally deployed this BDR agent and it already delivered roughly 20% of meetings to our sales team. And after deploying such AI employees in the company for a while, there are a few things I found particularly interesting of adopting AI employees versus normal human employees. One is it is radically transparent. When a human employee make a decision or deliver certain works that didn't really meet your expectation, it is not exactly clear why he made that decision. But with the AI employee, I know exactly why he made a certain decision because I can always rewind back and figure out what are the steps that it took that lead to this conclusion. Then I can take specific actions by adjusting prompt to align this agent better than what I want, or the best practice. So this was extremely useful. And secondly, there's also no communication barrier as we add more and more team members into this group. Unlike human employees, when you add a new member, there are normally communication barriers which create politics and misinformation. With AI agent employees, all of them can share the same kind of memory or brain and always on the same page. So there's really no communication barrier, and also make it very easy to compound and scale, because we can just add more and more team members into the group and increase job responsibilities. So I'm definitely a big believer for the future that company will start adopting AI employees. And the best part is that it is actually not that hard to build. You can spin up an AI employees fairly quickly. And I want to show you an example of how can you create AI employees in just 10 minutes. So I often hear people saying that Reddit is a great place to market about your product or content, but I never get a chance to do so. I really want to create an AI Reddit marketer who basically can be wake up every time when someone create a Reddit post that is about AI agents. And then I want to trigger this agent who can look at this Reddit content, draft a message that is relevant to the audience, provide some value, then soft plug the product or service that I want to sell. In my case, it will be my AI YouTube channel. And to achieve this flow, I will create a group of agents. One is a Reddit post finder. So this agent will be triggered like every hour and try to search what are the top 5 most relevant Reddit posts that is relevant to the keywords or topics or product service that I want to plug in. Then for each Reddit post, it will send to a comment draft who is the agent that we train specifically that can fetch the Reddit post content and have knowledge about the way I draft message as well as the product and service that we want to sell. And in the end, I'll have a third agent called reply guy who is responsible to actually post this comment back to Reddit. And I also give a special function called wait, because Reddit API has pretty strict rate limit. So if you just keep calling the API endpoint for post comment, they will block you pretty soon. And to build this Reddit marketing team, we will need to use a multi-agent framework. And there are quite a few of them. Two most popular one is Autogen from Microsoft and CrewAI. While Autogen provides most flexibility, it is a little bit more technical to get started, while CrewAI gets really popular because it is very easy to set up. So I will give you a quick go through about how I set up this team of agents in CrewAI. And in the end, for people who are less technical, don't worry. I'll also show you how can you set up this exact multi-agent system without much coding on platform like Relevance AI. So let's get it. And firstly, to do Reddit integration, you will need to create a Reddit app, and it is really easy to set up. All you need to do, just firstly visit reddit.com/priv/apps. You should see a section called create application. So you can give a name like marketer and then give a description, and then you will need to have a redirect URL. You can just put any website URL here. Select I'm not robot, create app. Then you have this app created, and the credential you will need to copy is one is a secret, another is a client ID. So these two things will allow you to authenticate with Reddit API and start fetching content from Reddit. And now we can go back to Visual Studio Code to set everything up. So firstly, let's create a .env file and put all the credential in, which including the OpenAI API key, the Reddit client ID, which is this value you have here, and then the client secret, which is this value. And you can define a user agent. So this one is more like a reference. Just put random things like your app name by your user ID. And in the end, you'll put your Reddit username and password because we will need those information to be able to post Reddit comment on behalf of you. So we can save this, and then we'll start setting up the agent system. So the way CrewAI works is that you will define a list of agents. And in our case, where I will create a class called Reddit agents. There's one agent called Reddit Post Finder whose role is go and find most relevant Reddit posts from the past hour related to my topic. And then I will have another agent called Reddit Comment Writer. So this agent that is going to take the relevant posts to be able to fetch the actual content and write a actual comment based on the information I was given. And it will have access to tools like fetch Reddit post content, which we will define later. And verbose equal to true means that we will be able to see the agent's thoughts. And in the end, we will create a Reddit comment poster. So this is the last agent who will be able to take the comment that generated by the comment writer and then post on Reddit on behalf of you. So that's pretty much the 3 agents we need. And on the other side, CrewAI also allows you to define the task where you can give more details. So I will create another file called task.py, give it a Reddit task class, and then there will be one task called search recent Reddit posts. where I will pass on the things to promote, or which is a product and service that I want to plug into the Reddit post. So it will be a task that has description, passing the things we want to promote, and also give it a goal. And the second task will be the draft Reddit comment, and third will be post Reddit comment. So this allows us to add in more specific instruction details. If you remember, when we create agent, we actually give them some special custom tool like search recent Reddit post or post Reddit comment. And this is something we can define by creating a folder called tools. Inside tools, you can create different Python file to contain those specific functions. I'll create one called reddit tools.py. So this one will include all the functions that we need to be able to interact with Reddit. So I will firstly import all the credentials that we saved in .env file. We're going to use a pro library, which is Python library that allows us to interact with Reddit. And then I'll create different tools. One tool will be search recent Reddit posts. I will pass on the keyword, then it will try to search what are the relevant Reddit posts that included those keywords for the past hour and maximum 5 posts. And then return the list like this. And after that, there will be different tool for me to fetch the content of that specific post based on the submission ID. Last tool will be post comment on Reddit posts. So this will take the actual message we generated as well as submission ID and post on Reddit. This is all the function we need to actually interact with. I create another Python file called utility tools.py. This is where I want to create a utility tool called wait, because Reddit actually has pretty rigid rate limit. So if you keep posting, it will ban your account pretty quickly. I want the agent to mimic the human behavior by calling a wait function, where it can randomly wait for a certain amount of minutes before it posts the next content. So that's pretty much it. In the end, we'll bring everything together. I will create another file called reddit.py. This is where we will connect everything together. So I will import all those libraries, then fetch the agent and task that we define in the agent.py and task.py. I will create a variable called things that we want to promote. In my case, will be the AI YouTube channel that I'm running. Then I will set up agents and also set up tasks. In the end, putting everything together, kick off this team of agents. So that's pretty much it. If I run this by calling python reddit.py. Oh, one thing I forgot to put in here is expect output. So if we go back to task, for each task, we can actually define the expected output format, which is quite useful. So for the search recent Reddit post task, I can return expected output, which is an array that contains both title, URL, submission, and reasoning. And same thing for the draft Reddit comment as well as post Reddit comment. So if I try to run again, now you can see that it starts triggering the agent. The manager agent delegate to the Reddit post finder with the specific task that we have in mind. And you can see the agent starts searching for certain keywords like AI cold calling and return a list of different Reddit posts. It will do multiple rounds of research until it finds the most relevant Reddit posts. And then delegate those most relevant Reddit posts to the coworker, which is Reddit comment writer, who will compose the actual message. In the end, the Reddit comment poster will be able to post this comment on Reddit on behalf of me. So this is how you can quickly set up a team of agents working together and deliver some useful work for you. But one part I found quite difficult when developing AI agents with CrewAI is that I don't really have a good way to debug or figure out ways to improve the agent, as it was not easy for me to track the input and output. That's why I do often use Relevance AI platform, which is a no-code platform to build AI agents to set up the agent system. And I can quickly show you how you can do that. Here's my setup. I will still have 3 different agents. One is the agent that actually going to post comment on Reddit. Second is the agent that are going to find what are the relevant Reddit posts. Third is agent that actually going to write a comment for me. The reply agent almost is like a manager agent. It will firstly delegate a research task to Reddit post finder to go and research Reddit posts from past hour that can be relevant to the recent stream video that I just uploaded. If I click on this button to go to the Reddit post finder, you can see that the way it works is that it has 2 different tools. One is search for Reddit posts, another is reflect. If you click on this button, you will get into the tool building experience. It's basically like a no-code interface for you to define custom tools and functions for agents. And for this one, we'll just give a name called search for Reddit posts and description fetch latest Reddit posts, where we can define a few different inputs like the search keywords, the client ID, client secret for Reddit, as well as user agent. Do you want to search for the past hour or day, and also the number of submissions that we wanted to return. And in this tool, we basically just have one Python code step that copy paste function that we implemented before for returning the Reddit posts. Once I create this tool and give it to this agent, it will be able to use it. I did create a tool here called Reflect. So this is one way I found quite useful that force agent to do some reasoning and logics. This is basically one tool that has 2 inputs. One is called reflection, one is called next step. I will force this agent to use this reflect tool to reflect on what they have done so far, how far they are away from achieving the goal, and what action they should take next. and then have another input called what is best next action to take based on reflection. So what this will do is basically after each time agent try to search for certain Reddit posts, it will call this reflectful to have a reflection about what are the posts that are actually relevant to the topic that we want to promote. Then what will be the next action we should do? And here it reflect and decide, okay, the next step I should do is try to search posts related to reducing large language model costs. Then it will search for new keywords, get new results, and reflect again. So by having a reflect function, I found it's quite an effective way to force agent have some logic and reasoning to get better results. So those are the 5 most relevant Reddit posts that it found for the past hour. Then it will return this exact result back to the reply guy. Then it will dedicate a task to the Reddit comment writer by passing on submission ID, Reddit post title, as well as a reasoning why he thinks it is relevant and what's the best way to plug your content. It will compose a comment based on all those information. And in the end, this reply guy, it will try to post this comment on this specific Reddit post. And I can set this action as require human approval or not. And in this case, I actually ask it to require approval, so it won't send out before I click on approve. In this case, I'm pretty happy with content, so I can just click on approve. So you can see here it successfully left a comment if I click on this link. So this agent just posts a Reddit comment for me to this specific post. And after that, it will call this wait function to try to wait for 10 minutes before it do the next thing. But if I switch back to another session, you can see after it waited for a few minutes, then it will call the Reddit comment writer again for the next posts until it posts all the message out. Again, all those agent tools are very similar to what we have built before. So for post comment on Reddit posts, it's basically just a Python code step with that specific API endpoint we want to call. And the wait function is also just running this Python code to wait for certain minutes. And if we dive into the Reddit comment writer agent, this is agent that has a tool to fetch Reddit post content. But if I click on edit, this is where I will also give some additional system prompt where I would say you are an experienced Reddit user who always seeks to post interesting comments and provide value to audience. Your goal is to write a comment to Reddit posts that will provide value to the author and audience, recommend the thing we want to insert in the content in an extremely natural way, share your personal experience. You are not selling this product, you just want to share this product because you think it is good fit for them. The message should be short and just go straight to the content. I also provide example of what a good soft plug might look like. And inside the Reddit post finder, I also have a special system prompt says the goal is to find the top 5 most relevant Reddit posts. There's specific rules you need to follow. You are determined to find super relevant Reddit posts. You will keep changing the search keyword until you find 5 really relevant Reddit posts. And always use this reflect function to actually reflect and figure out what's the next step you should do. Here I also put a rule that do not use this search Reddit post for more than 5 times to prevent it getting to infinite loop. I also have a kind of special prompt here to almost achieve the expect output function from CrewAI to tell agent what should be your message format. If we go to Reddit reply dude, we'll add these 2 sub agents to the team section. So this basically means what are the team members that this reply guy can interact with. And we can define a specific message template about what's the initial message that the reply dude should send to those sub agents. So the message that it should send to the Reddit post finder is something like this. So the message always like things we want to promote and plug, so that it can insert this variable which is things to promote, and then the goal. And I will put a description to the things to promote. And in terms of the other one, Reddit comment writer, I will give a message templates. Please fetch the content of this Reddit post and draft a comment to the post based on the things I want to promote, where I pass all the detailed information about what the Reddit posts are, what's the submission ID, what are the potential relevance, what are things that we want to promote and plug. I can also define some instruction as well as process workflow. So this is kind of one feature that Relevance AI provide to give you some control to force certain behavior. So in here, I can create this flow chart. If someone said, let's make some noise on Reddit, it will use the Reddit post finder to find the 5 most relevant Reddit posts. Then for each post, it should drive the message, then use post comment on Reddit function to post a comment, and use wait function to wait for 10 minutes, and repeat this process for all 5 posts. If I click on these 5 links in the final message, and you can see the agent has been commenting on different Reddit posts that relate to AI agents or people learning Python to provide value to them and also plug my AI YouTube channel. Some of them actually get some interaction. And the best thing is once we set up this agent, we can actually run on schedule. So I can just set up this agent to be run hourly. So every hour, the agent can try to find is there any relevant Reddit posts from the past hour. So this is a quick example of how can you build an AI agent in just 10 minutes. And I'm sure there are so many different use cases that you will know better and can start automating. I hope you enjoyed this content. I will continue posting interesting AI projects that I've been experimenting. So please like and subscribe if you want to keep updated. Thank you, and I see you next time.